Can you guys believe that it's already August? I cannot be the only person that feels like it's May, even though it is hotter than Satan's taint. So there's no way it's May anymore. But yeah, here we are doing my August TBR, which is very exciting. When you guys are watching this, I am actually at a book signing, which is very exciting. Nikki and I are meeting IRL, which is, yeah, it's happening, guys. Very, very excited, but send us the good juju. I'm really nervous I'm not gonna get a wristband for one of the authors I'm really looking forward to seeing, so send me the good energy. Regardless, I'm going there for vibes. Nikki and I will have an amazing time regardless. Oh, for the uninitiated, Nikki is Nikki in Bookland. I feel like sometimes I talk about my friends and I'm like, everyone knows their handles. I'm like, I forget that there's like new subscribers that have no clue who I'm talking about. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now. So if I'm slow to respond to comments, I'm having fun. So that's good for me. Let's chat about the books. So this month, I've really been feeling darker stuff. Weirdly feel like they're accidentally end up being like a lot of stalker type books. So that's gonna make an appearance a few times. That might just have to be the theme of my vlog, I think. Yeah, really wanting some darker stuff. I do have some more emotional stuff to kind of break it up. I'm trying out a few new authors that I've been hoping to for a while. I am keeping my list a little bit more manageable this month because I bit off way more than I could chew this past month. I did that buddy read with Nikki. I was also trying to read for a vlog at the same time because I started it late, so I was rushing through that. And I had an arc that came in that I still haven't read, that I still need to read. And I'm trying to read some of the authors that are going to be at the book signing. I'm keeping it more contained so I can just not freeball it. I mean, that would certainly be something. I've been yapping for so long. Well, no, I'm catching up with my friends, so. All that to say, there's fewer books on this one. Let's just jump into them, shall we? All right, first up, I have Ruthless Devotion by Kitty Thomas. So this is a recent release that I talked about in my mid-year book freakout tag. Wait, I'm gonna put it up here. It's a new release that I just hadn't had a chance to get to yet, and I'm really excited to read it. I actually finally read the blurb to like prep for this video. I didn't realize that this was supposed to be a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it is. My favorite, so when I was reading the blurb, it said, if you want easy, insta-love romance with a heroine who must immediately be understanding of her captor to be likable, this isn't your book. If that isn't what I want out of a book to a T, I don't know what is. What is this about? So our heroine rejected our hero because he was a little bit weird when they were kids. I think she tried to give the hero, what? No, Uno reverse that. He tried to give her a Valentine and she was like, ew, weird kid. There were children. Like there shouldn't have been consequences for that. But you know, like he's obsessed. So of course there's consequences. And over the years, his obsession just like kept growing and kept growing. He was kind of lurking in the background at all times, watching, waiting for his moment to strike. Now that he's grown, he's like part of this really ruthless, I mean, the title kind of suggests that, he's the heir to a very powerful crime syndicate. So now he's like, now I make my move. Because her father owes gambling debts, and I'm really curious if Aiden tried to like set that up, because I'm like, I can see him being the sneaky type like that. This ends up being the excuse that he needs in order to force her into marriage. Because obviously she's gotta save her family. Yeah, the life that she knew and had is over, and her time in captivity has just begun. Yes. So yeah, recent release. I've been meaning to read more from her since I read Comfort Food because her handle on the human psyche was just absolutely, I don't know why I'm doing this, chef's kiss. The mental gymnastics that they're doing, just the way her characters think things through, the manipulation they go through. It's just, she did such a good job with that. And I'm really sad because I found out Kitty Thomas is really taking a big step back from writing. It sounds like she's just feeling really burnt out at the moment. So I wanted to show some support and show her that there's readers that love her, that are still out there, especially because she was like the OG dark romance writer. But just a heads up, most of her stuff is published wide. I think all of it's published wide. So just in case you want to check out her backlist, just have that in the back of your mind. But next up, I have another one from another favorite for another sad reason, although I'll use any excuse to read this lady's books. So we have The Danger You Know by Lily White. I think this is one that I'm probably going to end up putting in that vlog. This is like a dark romance. It's stalker. I think probably some obsession because, you know, stalker. I don't know how else you would end up stalking someone if you weren't obsessed. I watch enough true crime. I'm sure I could come up with it eventually. I shouldn't be trying to think too hard about those motives. So the hero is someone that ruined the heroine's life. It sounds like he's responsible for taking her father's life. And he's kind of been following her around ever since. He watches her sleep, he follows her through alleys, and here's the catch. Girlfriend's not single. That's right, she's got a husband. And this dude knows her better than her husband does. So everyone apparently, I think this is fair just based on, you know, how he's wrecked her life already. They're like, he's just horrible. This is the worst thing that could possibly happen to you. But he's like, actually, I'm the only person that truly knows you and knows how you're like dying inside right now. So it sounds like maybe she's kind of unhappy, a la like a Nina G. Jones type of heroine. I don't know what the little T-Rex arms were. So he views himself as her, not only her stalker, but also her protector. Because that's how you get around the fact that you're a weirdo that's watching a lady sleep. So I wanted to read some Lily White, and I'll probably try and read multiple of her books. Lily White did post somewhat recently that she's been struggling. I don't know that she's been struggling to pay medical bills, but I know that she's been sick for a while. She requested help from the book community. So she did have a GoFundMe up. And so I want to show support in other ways as well and read some of her books because she is one of my absolute favorite dark romance authors. And I haven't read anything from her in a minute because I feel like I kind of save her stuff when I know I want something dark and juicy. Now's the time because I'm in the mood and like I said, I want to show support for her. So I think I'm going to feature this one probably in a vlog because I think I'm going to do stalker romances, you know, like a well-adjusted person does. So next up, this one is an author that I have not tried before, but I have been needing to for a hot minute. And I feel like after realizing how few authors I've really tried and loved this past year, I really need to blanch out more. Now I'm just picturing me as a golden girl. The book I want to read is Saving Rain by Kelsey Kingsley. It's a contemporary romance, and I believe her books they're supposed to be like really emotional, and I think they're like emotionally dark, if I remember correctly. Our hero's name is Soldier. That's right. I don't even know what part of the country to assign that to. That's just a strange one. Maybe California? That does sound like a California name, doesn't it? Some celebrity would name their kid Soldier. Yeah. Anyways, that's kind of made him and other people treat him like he's supposed to be a hero. They've always looked up to him and kind of thought that he was like supposed to be a savior of sorts. That kind of put a lot of pressure on him. Eventually, it broke him. He started making mistakes. As he made bigger and bigger ones, he eventually did have to pay the price and serve his time. So I'm assuming he spent some time in the slammer. Now he's on the outside, it sounds like he's got a second chance at life. And now he's going to try and do better. And he ends up falling in love, it sounds like, during the second chance. And he kind of feels undeserving, but like maybe this is opportunity to show up as the hero that he's always been portrayed as by other people. Like I said, new to me author, need to start branching out. I've heard her books are extremely emotional. In fact, I have a very distinct memory of Cynthia sending like a sobbing voice note when she was reading The Spider in the Storm, because I just read KV Rosa's book and she just, the emotions in that were so good. I'm really looking for something that digs deep and really brings it out in me. But I also did want to read The Spider and the Storm because I was like, okay, if I'm trying this author out and it turns out like I just don't like this author, I don't want to be reading one of my friend's favorite books. So we're trying out a different one, and then if we like it, we'll go to The Spider and the Storm. So that's my plan of attack for her. Next up, and this is probably one of the other books that will be in the vlog coming up, it's In the Shadow by J.A. Owenby. Oh, I always want to say Owensby. Why does that feel like it flows off the tongue better? Anyway, this is a dark romance. We've got stalking, we've got serial unaliver, unhinged hero. I think there's even an age cap. There's so much going on with this. So it sounds like our hero is an infamous serial unaliver in Portland. So taking place in my neck of the woods. Casual. Our heroine Ella is his maybe latest victim. He's watching her from the shadow. He's hunting her down and is obsessively yearning for her at night. Okay, pause. I missed a critical detail. Classic. Our heroine's a cam girl, which is how she catches the attention of this guy, our hero, quote unquote. And it sounds like he offers her a buttload of money to have some schmexy times with him up in Seattle. So we're getting really close to my neck of the woods. But anyways, I don't actually know if she's like a full-time cam girl, but it is something that pulls in money. So like, obviously this is a really good offer for her. And so she's gonna do it, obviously. Anyway, let's get back to the video. That's all I know about that one. I am kind of excited just because it's like set in the Pacific Northwest up by me. And then I remember, I think Agnieszka, her handle is, I never know how to say it, Zarimhorn. It's XARIM.HORN. Anyway, she had read this book as an arc, and I remember her talking about how it was like emotionally like really up and down and really delves into the human psyche, and that's really what I'm looking for right now. So I feel like that's kind of blending the two moods that I'm in, where I'm like, I really want emotional and I really want dark, and I'm like, this feels like it could do whatever this is. All right, next up, we're circling back to another fave. Descent by Sam Mariano. So dark romance. It's got obsession, morally gray hero. I have a feeling this one might even just like fully just be morally black. I have heard this is heavy on the non-con, so heads up. But basically, these two are strangers, or at least to her, they are. Apparently, he's run into her before, never introduced himself, never said hi, and so she doesn't remember this man, obviously, and he is like single-minded and is just focusing in on her. She becomes his like kind of unwilling muse, and it sounds like he wants her regardless of whether or not she wants him back. So I imagine that's where the non-con comes in. So I have just been missing the crap out of Sam Mariano's writing. I had been reading so much of her backlist just back to back, and then I kind of stopped because I was like, I don't want to burn through it too quick after filming my mid-year book freakout tag. Now I want it back. And I was debating between this one and The Boy on the Bridge, but The Boy on the Bridge sounds just a little bit too close to Untouchable. So I wanted to try something a little bit different. Wasn't like a high school bully type of romance, at least until I get a little bit more distance from Untouchable. I don't know. I love Sam's dark, unhinged heroes. I love that she's not afraid to go there, but I also love that she just really understands how the human mind works, because I think that is a key differentiator with her versus other authors that sometimes try and do the same types of books that just don't land for me. And also, okay, fun fact, guys, when I looked up this book, I thought this was a standalone. Technically, it's not. This is part of one of those series where there's like a bunch of different authors that have written all in the same universe, and so it's like the 6th book in this series, technically. I mean, obviously they're all interconnected, so it's not like you have to read them in order, but okay, here's the lineup of authors that are involved. Darcy Rose, C. Hallman, Adelaide Forrest, and Vivian Wood. That's a mashup I never thought I'd hear. So I'm thinking just based on those authors, there might probably be like a mafia component of some kind too, or like criminal underground, just because those, I mean, most of those authors I think pretty much do a lot of mafia, but I don't know. We're gonna find out. Next up is one that I'm kind of nervous about. So it's Veiled Innocence. That doesn't tell you how I feel about the student-teacher trope. I don't know what does. Well, it kind of just spoiled what this is about. But Veiled Innocence by Ella Frank. So this is a forbidden student-teacher romance. So the abstract, but not the abstract, I keep calling book blurbs abstracts, which I guess technically they are, but that is just the nerdiest way to talk about them. I could be completely off on what this is about because the blurb is so vague. So it sounds like the heroine could be either captive or in hiding. I can't really tell, but it says all she has left is a small room, a photograph, and too much time to think. So that's why I'm thinking it's one of those two. Anyway, so it sounds like people caught on to what was going on with her and this teacher. And she was hoping to convince them that this isn't a crime, what's happening to her. But they wanted her to confess and they were very judgmental, and so she lied. And now that she's lied, she's realized that maybe she made the wrong choice. Maybe that was actually a mistake. And it says now he's gone. So I don't know what that means. But I'm excited to find out. I've been seeing this book and just kind of Ella Frank in general popping up more and more. A lot of her books are a lot older, like maybe like 10-ish years old. I've seen a lot that this is like very unusual, very different for a student teacher, which intrigues me because like I said earlier, I get the ick from student teacher pretty easily. But also, here's the part that's actually making me nervous, is that I have friends that I trust their opinions. I have friends that have rated this 5 stars, and I have friends that have DNF'd this. So I have no idea what I'm going to think of this book, but I also want to know what they're talking about. I want to be in on the conversation, so I'm going to give it a go. And now, a short interlude. I did have to stop talking very abruptly because I was pretty sure my neighbor could hear everything that I was saying. So, fun times for absolutely no one. But anyway, I'm also going to take this opportunity to tell you that I'm probably going to read Untouchable by Claire Kent. I haven't seen a cover for this yet, so I'm just putting the old one on the screen. She's doing a re-release of the Revenge Saga. Anyway, that's coming out in August, so I'll probably read that then. Okay, let's get back to the video. All right, next up, I have one that's a little bit off the wall. It's The Marriage Auction by Audrey Carlin. So this is arranged marriage kind of / marriage of convenience. So 4 women, 1 auction, and it says, what would you do for $3 million? It sounds like they get $1 million per year for 3 years. They'll marry to the highest bidder. No questions asked. They're not allowed to back out. So it starts out as a way for them to really secure their future financially at least, but quickly morphs into something else. It becomes a very tangled web of lust and money and secrets. I mean, imagine the men that would participate in this. Like, you think a good-looking guy is gonna be in this? No. We're gonna get some interesting characters. I don't know. That's my threat. This is my left hand, so I can't finger wag as good with that. Okay, let's stop that. So anyways, they are chosen by men that they've never met and live lives that they know nothing about, really. So, and they're expected to just integrate into their lives. There's all these wicked games going on, family drama, there's some very fiery couplings and hidden desires. So, okay, this one, the cover is atrocious. It is giving like 2010s erotica, and I hate it. But this was on Kindle Vella. Does anyone remember that service? RIP. Don't rest in peace. Did any one of you read anything off of Kindle Vella? Because I didn't. Anyway, off track. So I don't know why. Recently, I was becoming really nostalgic for YA books, like the selection. Like, I just wanted something kind of corny, campy. I don't have to take too seriously. Does that make any sense? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? And this book was really, really popular on Kindle Vella. Like, it got a ton of reads. So I'm assuming because of that and like how that system was set up, that it's going to be really bingeable because it's kind of serialized, almost kind of like how fanfic is written. And I think a lot of the reviews actually kind of sold me on this more than detracted for it, because like the reviews are not good. Like, people aren't like 5 stars, amazing. A lot of them are like, LOL, this is dumb, but I am reading the second book. Like, I've already downloaded it and it did bust my slub. So like, I guess I like it. So like, look, if I don't make it to this book, am I gonna cry about it? No, but it does seem like something fun to shove in between all of these much, much darker books that I have lined up here. So those are all the books that I am hoping to read in August. I would love to know what you guys are reading, what you've been in the mood for. Are you into summary books right now? What's on your August TBR? Tell me anything and everything about your plans for reading in August. And with all of that, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like this video if you did in fact like it, and do not forget to subscribe if you would like more content from me. And I really, really, really hope that I see you on my next video. Bye-bye.